Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I will be going over some games at top ladder where I played classic Logbait, and I'll show you how they went. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join the Discord for a friend link, and comment down below more video ideas for the future. And also, please let me know what videos, or not videos, if you guys like the playstyle of me going over my games in replay mode and then explaining things from there, or if you guys would like more real-time gameplay. Just let me know which one you like better, because I'm fine with doing either. I've just been doing more replay because it's easier for me to just do a game and then do a game, push on ladder, and then go to the replays and find some of the good matches that I won. But I can also do it real time super simply, so just let me know which one you guys prefer. But here in the first game here, we are against a Lumberloon, and I got really lucky at the start because I got a nice Princess the Bridge, and he decided to go Lumberloon first play, and I got a really nice Tesla off, so he was down quite a bit from the beginning, which was really nice, because in this matchup, it's really annoying if you're like even in damage the whole way through, because by the time they get to double and even triple elixir, it's so hard to keep a single balloon shot from hitting when they have freeze and all you have is Tesla. So I'm really happy with the start here. I do go for a Tesla here, knowing that he's low on elixir, and if he went balloon on the left, I obviously could have gotten a rocket off. He didn't, he decided to go for Inferno Dragon, so I just used the Skellius to kite it over. And here I go for a Princess. You might be thinking, why did you go for a Princess when the Inferno Dragon's gonna die? Well, I knew he had freeze, and if he got a freeze off on the tower, he could have just randomly taken my whole tower, so I did not want that to happen. Here I just go for a barrel on the tower since he doesn't have Dagger Duchess. I know he has to defend. He does go with a bar barrel. And like this deck, I'm so lucky I got the lucky start because it's so hard to break through. He has bar barrel, he has bowler. Like, my barrels get no damage, and he can constantly put pressure on me, making it impossible to go Princess the Bridge. So I know I just have to defend for the next 3 minutes, basically. And he does go with a freeze on the barrel, which is interesting. I guess he just really wants to take no damage. He also gets a nice bar barrel there, and unfortunately the Barbarian does kill my Princess, even though I try to block it. Here he does go in with a Lumberloon, but luckily I have Evo Tesla, so I'm able to slow everything down and get a nice rocket off as well. And he used freeze on my barrel, so it wasn't even a threat. Unfortunately, he goes bowler the middle, which I did not expect, so he did catch my Princess off guard. Here I just went barrel, knowing he'd go probably something expensive. He went Inferno Dragon, but bar barrel kind of bailed him out, as usual. Really hard to get damage with the barrel. That was a questionable tornado. I'm not really sure what he was trying to do with that. Yeah, I just cycle my log, just getting some more chip damage. He goes Lumberloon. I can just go Knight to block the Lumberjack and Tesla, and he can't really freeze at this point because my Princess is also going to target on, and the balloon is kind of just too low to do that anyways. And if he got a freeze, I could just rocket cycle his tower. Here I go for another barrel, just pressuring him. I know he had bar barrel and cycle, but it was okay. I'm just stacking Princesses the back, making sure to never go at the bridge anymore because it's not worth him predicting me. He does get a nice NATO lineup with the bowler, but luckily the bowler only gets one shot, and I do get a log off, taking everything down. If I ever get too aggressive with the Princess the Bridge and he predicts me, it could all be over, and he could get a nice balloon push, so I do gotta be careful. I go with the barrel on the opposite side this time, just so the Barbarian goes down the left side and not towards my Princess. I stack a second Princess up here, and I know the Lumberjack will kill it, but I just log it away to make sure it'll die without hitting the tower. Except the Rage does kill my tower, but that's okay. And here, he goes for a really late freeze on my Goblin Barrel, and that actually takes the tower down to half health. I still don't go Princess the Bridge because I know he could predict it at any moment, but then here he gave up because all I needed was 2 logs and a rocket. And that's first game. I will see you guys in the next game. Alright guys, we're against Art, who did get a top 179 finish. And they are running the broken Goblin Demolisher, Goblin Curse, Goblin Machine Ram Rider deck. Very annoying deck to play against, but we'll see how this goes. And I am playing, obviously, the Logbait deck with Evo Tesla, Evo Skeletons here. He goes with the Demolisher the back, I go Princess the Bridge trying to get chip, and he goes with a very bad Wizard here. Very bad because it didn't kill the Princess, which is what he wanted. And another very bad Machine. He tried to go Machine to go down the left lane, but it actually went all the way to the right lane, so I can just go for a nice Goblin Gang here. also a very bad curse, because I can just log it away plus skellies, but of course he does somehow get a random rocket on my tower. I don't know if you guys were looking at his elixir. The whole time he basically played a card as soon as he was able to, and he just got a random rocket on my tower, but luckily they nerfed it, or he literally would have just gotten 1,000 damage for no reason. Here I just go Princess the Bridge, knowing he has a pretty expensive deck and there's not much he can do to punish it. He does try to go with the Ram Rider push, but luckily I do have Tesla. Unfortunately, the Tesla is going to be too low to also take out the Demolisher, so I do have to go for a Knight. And the Knight and Dagger Duchess line up perfectly, so I don't take the Wall Breaker damage. He also goes with a Prince. I think he was trying to predict my Goblin Barrel or something, but he is just playing solo on Elixir. I go Goblin Gang here. He goes Goblin Curse at 1 Elixir again. And here, I kind of risk it, but I don't play anything because I don't think I'll be in too much trouble. I go for the Barrel, and he plays Goblin Machine. Okay, I honestly don't know what this guy was doing, because all he needed to do was go P.E.K.K.A the back and then set up a Machine and a what do you call it? Ram Rider push, and it would be almost impossible to stop. But here I forced out his Evo Zap with my Evo Skellies, and then I went with the nice Knight. Unfortunately, it did still get a random rocket on my Tesla, but it was okay, because it was going to die anyways to the Ram Rider. Here I got nervous because the Ram Rider died 1 tick later than I thought it would, but it still didn't end up hitting the tower, which was nice. I just set up with a second Princess the back, knowing it's not easy for him to kill my princesses. And here I go for Skellies the middle to block the Prince. And here I thought I was in trouble because he had so much stuff down. I had to waste my Evo Tesla, which was really annoying, and the Goblin Demolisher is still alive, so I go for a Goblin Gang. I do have 3 princesses down though, so I'm like, okay, I have something here. I have 3 princesses, I'm just gonna go Barrel. He goes Demolisher though on the left side. And here, he is actually Rocket Log range. I go Skellies on the left. But it doesn't really matter. I should have saved the Skellies for the right. And here I just go Goblins on the Prince. He goes Goblin Curse and Zap, possible. So I log just to be safe and go with the Tesla for the Ram Rider. But here I know it's basically over. There's nothing he can do to stop my Barrel really, and I can just Rocket Log the tower and he's completely finished. So yep, I will see you guys in the next match. Alright guys, we're in the next match here against Royal Giant. This matchup isn't amazing because he has a lot of cheap cycle cards, and obviously he has plenty of ways. He has Ghost, he has Goblins, Fireball, Firecracker. He has plenty of ways to counter my Goblin Barrel, which is annoying. And the Royal Ghost is always really annoying to deal with, especially when he has Fisherman, but it's okay. He does go RG the back the same time I go Goblin Gang, so it forces out a Phoenix. And that was really nice that I got that, because if I had gone for a Goblin Gang on the Royal Giant, he could have always Bar Barreled or Firecracker, and it would not be good. At this point, I didn't know if he had Monk or not, but then when he didn't go Monk in front and he went Firecracker, I knew he probably didn't have the Monk, which was nice, but at the same time, the Firecracker was so annoying because it was just getting chip damage on my tower while my Knight was standing there. Here I go for the Barrel on the right side. He does get the Bar Barrel down, and we're just... I am up a bit of Elixir, but it's just so hard for me to punish him. I got King Tower activation, but it doesn't really matter against RG. It's so hard for me to punish him with his deck because he has so many cheap cards. Like he could go Royal Ghost, Goblins, Fisherman all at once right now. So here I just go Goblin Gang. He gets a +1 Elixir trade. I'm kind of just stalling. I just go for a log to cycle. And then he goes Royal Ghost, so I know he's going to go in for an RG. I go Knight the back. Here comes the RG. I do go for the Tesla and then Evo Skellies on the Ghost. And since he fireballs the Tesla away, I know I can log the RG and the Skellies will take it out because it won't blast them back because it won't hit the tower fast enough. If I didn't log there, it would have blasted the skeletons and got 1 to 2 shots on the tower. And here I thought I had something, but unfortunately he did have goblins, so that was like the one thing that just only got my princess 1 shot instead of 2. And here I went for Knight to block the Firecracker, but I was so mad because somehow it got down by a fraction too late and did not stop the Firecracker shot. But it was okay. I knew I had to come back somehow. I went Princess the Bridge to get damage. He went in for a push, so I just went Goblin Gang to DPS it down, and then I went for Evo Tesla just to stop it from hitting the tower at all, and in case he went for anything on the Goblin Gang. I just cycled another barrel and Princess the Bridge plus log just to get a Princess shot, and I actually get a second one as well because he puts the Fisherman down too late. I almost get a third, but not quite, and unfortunately my Tesla somehow didn't reach the Fisherman there. And the second pulse doesn't hit the Fisherman either, so the Fisherman is still alive somehow. I go Goblin Gang on the left because I know he's going to fireball the Tesla plus tower. I also get the log down too late somehow. I don't know how the RG got another hit, but that RG was just so annoying. I knew he'd go bar barrel on the barrel, but I knew right now all I had to do was pressure him. He went for a really bad RG because he had nothing for my Evo Skellies. I just went for a Tesla though because he did end up going Firecracker, but I didn't really need the Tesla looking back. I did go for the Knight, which didn't really end up doing anything. I kind of put it too far to the left to block the Phoenix, but it's okay since it was my healthier tower. I went for the barrel knowing he'd bar barrel, but I put it on the side to try to catch him off guard. Didn't. Somehow the Princess did splash onto the tower though, and I knew I had to rocket cycle from here because I was down so much damage and it's so hard to break through and we're running out of time. Here he went Goblin Gang, but he went with a nice prediction Firecracker. I just went with Evo Tesla, and luckily his fireball didn't hit my Tesla. And here I knew I had to go Princess the Bridge because I just stopped an Evo RG push and that was my time. And I actually did get 2 shots on the tower, plus I forced the bar barrel out for the Goblin Barrel. Here he goes Fisherman, but it's in the wrong lane, so I know I can just rock it because yes, he does go for an RG here, but even if he gets 2 RG shots, it just evens out the tower damage, so I know I don't have to over-defend. I just go for a log Princess to make sure to take out the Firecracker, and then I go for a Knight to help take down the RG, and it does end up only getting 1 shot anyways, so his Fireball doesn't really matter. Now my towers are evened out, but I am back in the damage lead. I only need 2 more rockets to finish off the game. He does go for an aggressive Evo RG here, but I already have my Tesla down, so it's kind of annoying for him. I also go Goblin Gang the right and Princess the left, so he can't fireball all 3 things, the third being the Tesla, obviously. And a nice Evo Tesla plus log cleans everything up. He goes Royal Ghost, but I can just go for an Evo Skeletons on them, knowing that'll die. And then he went for a really bad RG here because he was getting desperate. He knew he needed damage, but at the same time, I had my Evo Tesla, or I had a Tesla down, so yeah, he goes Fireball, but I can just rocket the tower, and that will be GG's. I will see you guys in the next match. Alright guys, we're in the final match here against this guy. And obviously, as in every game, not quite sure what he was running. So I just went Princess the Bridge once he went Bandit. Usually if they go for like a card in the back, I just go Princess opposite lane so they can't create some too big of a push. He does go Wall Breakers here, but I do get a nice Goblin Gang down, which just barely takes out the Wall Breaker before connecting. I would have been so annoyed if that Wall Breaker had connected. And he did go for a pretty bad Wizard because my Goblins took it down to enough health where I could just go Skellies and it would get no shots on my tower. I was debating whether to log the Goblins. I decided not to, but I probably should have anyways, just to prevent any more of a push while my daggers were low, and I had to cycle the log anyways, but it's okay. Here I went for a Knight on the drill, and I did end up catching it. I had my Goblin Gang ready just in case he had a Tornado, and I went Princess the Bridge, just being super aggressive and getting more chip damage. Here he went Wall Breakers, so all I had to do was go for the Tesla, and I was looking pretty good. I was down about 1 elixir, but that's basically even, and I'm up 1,000 damage, and I know I can counter the drill. But then he goes Mega Knight, and I'm like, seriously? Why do you have a Mega Knight? Because I know Mega Knight plus Wizard is just going to be so hard to defend. Let alone if he just goes for random drill in the back at the end. If it's a close match, the drill will probably get a few hits. So here I go for a Knight. But then he goes Evo Wizard, and I'm like, oh no, what do I do? I was going to go Goblin Gang behind the Mega Knight, but the Wizard obviously prevented that. And that was kind of a bad Tesla placement by me. I should have gone more to the left to have it target that instead of the tower, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that, and obviously because of Evo Wizard I couldn't go for anything on it till the shield was down. So I ended up taking so much damage here, and I also went for the Knight. Somehow I took the 2 Wall Breaker shields off, but I still took so much damage there. And I knew it would be so hard for me, because just Evo Wizard in general against this deck is just so hard to play against, but when he has a Mega Knight too, if he just goes Mega Knight the back and then Wizard, it's just so hard to defend. Luckily though, I did have my Evo Tesla. I honestly should have gone Barrow the right there because he went Mega Knight, so I just gave him like a free Mega Knight placement basically. I went Skelly's split on the Mega Knight so it wouldn't jump onto my Knight, and then I went Evo Tesla to clean up the bats, and cycled to my Knight at the last second to protect my Princess from the Bandit, and he went for a really late arrows so the Goblin Druid would actually get fully cleaned up. I went for Barrel on the left knowing he'd have to overcommit with a Wizard, and then I tried to protect my Princess on the right, and then I logged the Goblins, but unfortunately he went bats as well, so I wasn't able to protect it. But here I knew I had some momentum. He said oops. My Evo Tesla kind of helps take the shield off the Wizard. I go for a Knight on the Bandit just to make sure it doesn't hit my Princess. The Wizard just barely doesn't get a shot on the left, and I know I have to keep the dual lane pressure up because of his expensive cards. He did have to waste the Mega Knight, which meant he had the Goblins on my Goblin gang, but my Spear Goblins are still getting shots. I go with the Evo Skellies on the Mega Knight knowing it'll kill the Mega Knight, and here I go Princess the back because I know I have to defend whatever's coming. But he goes for a really bad Wizard because now all I have to do is Rocket Cycle and there's nothing he can do because he doesn't have the Wizard on the left lane. Once he played the Wizard on the left lane, it basically guaranteed the win because I could Rocket Cycle. Somehow though the Wall Breaker actually gets pushed to the tower. I don't know how it didn't go to the Tesla, but it won't matter. I just get the nice rocket off, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe.